What's going on YouTube? This is your boy HypeDoWn, and today is the day I'm going to unleash my Frost DK blueprint on how to do a lot of damage and how to live like a boss. Now my goal in this video, guys, is not only to increase your PvP gameplay, but it's also to give you a better understanding of how to use your abilities to the best of their abilities. Okay, so we're going to go over our gear, our talents, our glyphs, and then we're going to get into rotation and pretty much what you need to do as a DK. 8 Howling Blast versus Obliterate, everything is all going to be covered here. Alright, so without wasting any more time, guys, let's just start off by going over the gear. Why am I going over gear, guys? Is because this is a numbers game, and if you're not properly geared, meaning you don't have your proper stats, you're not going to be able to do what I'm showing you. So just understand that there's more to it than me telling you what to do. You also need the requirements. So let's go over the gear, guys. I'm running the 2-set. Now pretty much I'm only running with the 2-set helmet and shoulders because they both have mastery on it. So guys, as a Frost DK, your stat priority is strength, which you get strength from your gear upgrades, mastery, which you have to get from your gear, and then versatility and haste. Okay, for Frost, and the reason why haste is going to be after versatility is because if you go and take a look at our Icy Talents talent, you can read, it says at the end, you gain 20% more of the haste stat from all sources. So that's why haste is going to be after versatility, in my opinion. But alright, let's get on with the gear. So pretty much, as you can see, this piece has mastery on it. Mastery, 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 mastery. For your weapons, guys, make sure that you have Fallen Crusader and Rune of Razorice. Then you have mastery on the gloves, mastery on the belt, mastery on the pants. I'll go over that one in a second. Mastery, mastery, and these are just your trinkets. Now guys, the reason why I have these boots on over the mastery boots is because there's a lot of fucking one-shot comps out right now. We're talking about really good turbo comps. We're talking about really good god comps, RMP, RMD, fucking jungle, you know what I'm saying, PhD. Like, there's just too many good one-shot comps. So since I have my PvE gear, meaning I have these PvE rings, the neck, I decided to get a little bit more versatility to make myself that much more of a live lord. With all of this versatility, guys, when I'm in Frost Presence, it feels like I'm in Blood Presence. But when I go Blood Presence, I'm even more tankier because this versatility is providing me with a lot of defense. So if you guys can afford these, I highly advise you to check these out. I made a video on how to get them in the past. I'll put that in the little eye icon above. What else I want to go over? In the versatility, if you just read versatility, guys, as you can see, it increases your damage, your healing done, and decreases your damage taken. So if your healer is being CC'd, your death siphons, your death strikes are all going to even benefit you more because of all this versatility you're stacking. Now you're probably wondering, Hype, why is mastery the stat to stack? Why is it the best? If you go back into your book or your spell book and you go to page 4 and you look at Might of the Frozen Waste, read dual wielding. Dual wielding increases Frost strikes damage by 100% and causes your weapon damage strikes to also strike with your offhand. So guys, read the first line again. Increases your Frost strikes damage by 100%. So then you look at Frost strike. Frost strike, it says instantly strikes the enemy, causing 18,278 frost damage. So when you keep seeing all these different words, like this one said frost strike, now when you read frost strike, this one said frost damage. Now you go to your stats and see which one scales up frost damage, and it will be mastery. Mastery increases all frost damage done by 59%. Guys, I'm telling you this because there's a lot of DKs who go to our armory and do a monkey see, monkey do. There's times where I log off and I have my fishing hat and my fishing pole on. That doesn't mean that's what you're going to be using in the arena. That just means that I was out fishing and I just forgot to put my shit back on. You know what I'm saying? There's times where I'm outside building in Unholy. I did some double DPS in Unholy. Does it mean that I main Unholy? No, it just means that's what I ended up doing. So if you out armoring me at times, you'll see that things are changing, and that's why. So I'm just giving you the knowledge, so when Legion comes out, you can kind of debate what's right and what's wrong yourself, because it's going to take me a little bit to figure everything out myself. So this is how you can evolve as a player and expand your knowledge to know what you need and what you don't need. Okay, so forgive me for talking about all the little shit, but the basics are the key. So yeah, so as you see, that's why we are stacking mastery, guys. And second is versatility, because versatility is just a great stat and it gives you damage reduction. And like I said, we don't have much utility, so that is really needed. All right, so that's gear, guys. And yeah, also 2 set versus 4 set. The reason why you don't want the 4 set is because I ran it last season and it was pretty good for me. But after those turbo comps got buffed and I just started getting like one shot by a lot of things like demo locks and stuff like that, having flat stats is better than having a chance to get freeze and fog. What I mean is you have to do an obliterate to get that rhyme, and then you put that on the targets for them to do more damage, and it's only for 8 seconds. But if you have versatility on your chest, versatility on your pants, you know what I'm saying, this will provide you with consistent defense, okay? And then when you have the haste mastery gloves, like I said, you benefit from haste, and of course you benefit from mastery. If you're running 4 set, the gloves from the 4 set do not have mastery, so this build is just overall better for you. Okay, so check this out. And if you guys can't afford these PvE jewelry, if you run with either 2 blue rings, meaning the 2 mastery rings, or if you run with 1 blue and 1 green ring, which is the haste ring, I'd advise you to do that, and of course get the mastery necklace. So that's it for gear, guys. Let's go over. I don't want to waste too much time on this, guys, because I have a talent and glyph video, but this is a basic, or this is your staple. You're never going to change this stuff, so let's just review it real quick. Plague leech, pretty much you can take off your necrotic plague and get 2 runes. 2 runes equals 20 runic power. You can use those 2 runes for 2 emergency heals. You can use that for a slow, for a silence, whatever you need, but use this wisely and use this on cooldown, because it's only 25 seconds and you use it once and you'll look back up again and you'll be able to use it again. So perfect ability to use for Frost. Lynchborn, this is your no-brainer defense. If you don't want to use this to pop out of fears in the arena, what you want to do is, if you're getting low on health, you pop this, and your death siphons, your death strikes, and even your healer themselves will be able to heal you a lot better, because you're going to be having 10% more leech. And if you want to know what leech does, you just go to your stats again and read what it does. As you see, we have 0, but once we pop Lynchborn, we then get the 10%. Okay, so this will really help you with healing. So when you pop Lynchborn, guys, don't just pop it and let your healer do all the work. Help your healer out, heal yourself, and get back to doing your job damage-wise. Now, chill blaze and asphyxiate. A lot of our comps, such as The Walking Dead, Ebola, TSG, Vanguard's Cleave, whatever, all of our fucking comps consist of a lot of stuns. So you're going to be running with chill blames, because your asphyxiate is going to be silence, and then you're going to also have consistent slows and roots. And this is very important, because as a Frost DK, you have an ability called Improved Death Grip. And when you Death Grip the target in, it automatically chains of ices the target. A lot of people have a chain of ice Death Grip macro, and they say, hey, I noticed you didn't have this macro. I said, no, you don't need it as a Frost DK, because you automatically have that. Okay, so now, and I'll go over how to use that in a second too. But that's just patent. Just understand you have that. Go back into the thing. So yeah, that's why you want chilling. So when you death grip the target in, he'll be rooted in place, so that way you guys can get some damage on him before he scatters off. Blood tap, no brainer. This is going to be your utility for runes, hands down. I'll explain why in a second. Death siphon, no brainer. This is going to be your biggest source of healing. It's got no cooldown, and it's just beautiful. Death Pack, you don't want any cooldowns. 2 minutes is a very long time. Maybe if Death Pack was on a 45-second cooldown or 1 minute cooldown, this would probably be the best thing to have. That way you can stay offensive. But Death Siphon is greater than that. And conversion, you don't need anything sapping away from your Frost Strike. So big no-no. Desecrate round, no-brainer, because like I said, we lack mobility. So sometimes you might need to trinket a root. Sometimes you might have to trinket a stun. Sometimes you might have to get out of your blind. So it's just, you need this at times, especially when you stun a target and you get like stunned. You can use this and stay in it for 10 seconds, which means you won't be able to get CC for a full 10 seconds if you stay inside of it. This is a great ability, but you have to use it wisely. I like using this at pillars, because when you go into the pillar, like right on top of the pillar, you pop it, it puts the circle around it, so if the guy happens to run around the pillar, you'll still be immune to CC on the pillar. So that's the main times I like using my Desecrate Ground. And no-brainer, Necrotic Plague. The reason why you want Necrotic Plague is because it's a 1 dot. It's not 2 as if you're running with Breath of Synagosa. It's way easier to manage because you can apply it with a Howling Blast, you can apply it with a Plague Strike, you can apply it with an Outbreak, you can apply it with a Chain of Ice, Icy Touch. Any move that you pretty much do, it'll apply Necrotic Plague. When it comes to Breath of Synagosa, if you're not able to hit the target, you're going to need Outbreak, okay, to put on Blood Plague and Frost Fever. And Blood Plague has a shorter cooldown, so like there'll be times where you'll always have the Frost on, but you won't have the Plague on. And if you can't reach them, you're gonna want to Death Grip them to Plague Strike, and that's a big no-no because you need your Death Strike. So that's why Breath of Synagosa for Frost isn't that great, because if you're running with Plague Leech, you need Blood Plague and Frost Fever on the target. So if you only have Frost Fever on the target, guys, you can't Plague Leech, and that's why it's just too much. And you don't want to have to always be obligated to do a Plague Strike. And not only that, guys, you don't want to fucking waste runes on Blood Boil to spread both of your dots to the other targets, okay? That's why Necrotic Plague is the best, because not only is it going to put the dots on the target, you can do whatever move you want, it's going to apply it, and if they don't have it, it'll automatically jump to them. This is just the best one to have, hands down. Now Glyphs, wow, reload UI. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why my game's been acting funny for some reason. Alright, and as for Glyphs, guys, these are your staples. Regen magic, so you have a 25-second cooldown AMS. Glyph of Icy Touch, well, I'll explain a little bit later how important this is. And Glyph of Runic Power, okay? Out of these three, you're going to be switching this one out versus certain comps. Which comps? High CC in comps. So if you go up against like a God comp, if you go up against like a RMD, RMP, whatever, you want Dark Simulacrum. That way you can have a shorter cooldown on your Dark Sim, so you can possibly set a Polymorph or a Cyclone more frequent, and you can hold on to it a lot much longer. Because like I said, guys, our CC sucks, but if you're able to steal a Cyclone, guess what? You can Cyclone them, then you can silence them, and then you can stun them, and then you can do whatever else you need out of that. So stealing CC in the game is very, very important when it comes down to certain comps, and we'll go over a lot of that in a second. In regen magic, guys, you just got to properly use this. You don't want to, if someone's, oh my god, pop AMS, you don't want to pop it right away to absorb it all, because it'll break. So if you got full health, take about, let them chunk at least 50% of your health, then pop AMS, or maybe let them take off 25% of your health, then pop AMS to absorb some of the magic damage, so that way this shell won't break, and then you'll have it on the 25-second cooldown, so you'll have it again. Alright, so that's it for Glyphs. Like I said, these are all the ones you need. Resilient Grip, and these two are just for fucking show. So these are your Glyphs, guys. And there's, oh yeah, Empowerment, guys. Empowerment, this is going to be really good for double DPS. This is going to be really good for duels, okay? Certain situations, if you want, you can run this in the arenas for 3s, but that's only if you're really afraid of the team that you're going up against. And this is pretty much like a miniature death pact, okay? And, you know, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I don't want to waste too much time on Glyphs because I already have videos on these. I just want to show you what you're going to have before we get into the nitty gritty. So now, guys, Frost DK DPS. The biggest thing for you to understand with a Frost Death Knight, guys, is that you have the power to get somebody from 100% to like 15-10% in 4 strikes. And you're probably talking about, what is he talking about? It is very true. You can take somebody from 100% down to 10%. So if you have that power, guys, guess what? Just imagine what your teammate can do along with that. Just imagine what you can do if you properly time a Soul Reaper with that. So with me telling you that you can get somebody from 100% to 0%, well, to 10%, 20% with 4 Frost Strikes, that should automatically reprogram your mind. What move should I use, HypeDoWn? Should I use Howling Blast or should I use Obliterate? I just told you that Frost Strike 4 will get them from 100% down to 20%. So what's going to have to happen is you're just going to have to build up that runic power to get Frost Strikes off. That's what it's all about, guys. There is no fucking rotation. Stop getting confused. Stop asking all these other DKs these questions, because they're going to tell you the same thing. There is no rotation. There's a priority system. And what that means is you have an offensive combination and a defensive combination. Your defensive combination is a variety of Death Strikes and Death Siphons. Is that going to cause pressure? Is that going to kill a target? Absolutely not, but it will help you survive. Howling Blasting, Plague Striking, is that going to kill the target? No, it is not. Howling Blasting / Obliterating, is that going to cause them to die? Absolutely not. 9 times out of 10, you are going to kill somebody with either a Frost Strike or a Soul Reaper. So with that being said, you have to just understand that before you go welling at a target or welling at a person. So when it comes to your rotation, it's pretty much a game. What is the game? The game is, okay, I want 100 runic power. How am I going to get that 100 runic power? He's way over there, his whole team's over here, my whole team's way back here. Build it safely for now. So let's just do, let's say 4 Howling Blasts, boom, boom. Now let's Plague Leech. Now let's do 2 more Howling Blasts, okay? Now let's do a Death and Decay. Now my teammate's confident we're getting in there. Now when I Frost Strike, I'm on the target. Now look, I have both of my Procs and I have all this runic power. I pop all of my shit. Watch this. 1. Now then we'll do it Obliterate. 2, 3, 4. Now Obliterate. Obliterate. Oh shit, Obliterate. Now look, 1, 2 rune weapon. 3. You see all these Frost Strikes I'm dumping into the target? That is how you kill a target. And if you're trying to kill, you want to do as many Frost Strikes as possible, which is when you're going to do Obliterate. Because, let me explain this. Obliterate is your biggest damage attack that will provide you with the most runic power. Obliterate is, it takes 1 global and it gets you 20 runic power. If you're spamming Howling Blast all the time and spamming Plague Strike all the time, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 Howling Blast, 5, 6, because there's 2 Plague Strikes. It's too long. You could do, let me show you different varieties of what you can do to fill up your runic power. You can do Howling Blast, Oblit, okay? Simple. Or then after that you can Plague Leech and then you just spam Howling Blast. Now if you want, you can go ahead and fill it up to 100. Usually I burst at 96. And then do 1 move into it. So like I mean, I'll do a Frost Strike, then I'll do a Howling Blast, and then I'll go 1, 2, and then okay, because I don't want to really waste too much runic power. If you get it all the way to 100, you're going to waste. See what? I'll show you what I'm talking about. You see how it's at 92? Now you get 10 per ability. So pretty much if I do this, I just wasted 2 runic power. But it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? So now look, with 100, 1, 2, 3, and 4. But how to get it to kill somebody, it's all about your procs, guys, okay? So remember before when I first got on the target and I was like, now that I have both of my procs, this is your biggest source of damage. This is why it's over my head. This is why I have the add-on, because without this add-on, guys, this icon will be way up there. This icon will be way up there. Pillars False will be right here. And this you won't be able to see. So that's why I have this add-on extra CD. It will be in the description above how to set it up if you guys want it. But when I get on the target, guys, I got this one above my head because I want to see when this one's off cooldown and I want to see when it's activated. Okay, so when you have this lit up, and then you activate these 2, that's when you're able to do your biggest damage as possible. Okay, so like I said, guys, you can be over here spam 4 Howling Blasts. When you get on the target, guess what? You don't have to do Howling Blast and Plague Strike. You can just Oblit. Then you can do a Plague Leech and then spam Howling Blast some more because you're waiting for proc. Now that I got this proc, fuck it, just go. I'm gonna pop everything. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now look, Howling Blast, Oblit, Frost Strike, Frost Strike, Frost Strike. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get pressure, guys. And it's going to only be for the duration of your Frost Strike. for your Pillars of Frost, okay? So when Pillars of Frost is activated, you want to do the most frost strikes as possible, and you want to have 100 runic power ready to go when that happens, okay? But you got to make sure you have all of your procs. This is how you do the most damage, guys. And guess what? It's your job to pay attention to this cooldown, to pay attention to this cooldown, to pay attention to when this is coming back up, okay? So let's just say you have 100 runic power. If this is on cooldown, wait for this one so you can get more damage out of it, because this has no cooldown, you know what I'm saying? And then you can actually link these two with just that. Or if this is running out on cooldown, still fuck this one, use this, link these two with this one. That's the game I play, guys. I don't, oh my god, this DK says I need to only do Howling Blast and only Flex Strikes. Oh my god, this DK said I only need to do Obliterate. Oh my god, this DK said I should take Obliterate off my bar. Like, no, you need all your attacks, guys. You need Obliterate and you need Howling Blast. But when to do it, understand this. Understand that when you have these procs activated, not only is your Frog Strikes going to do more damage, but your Obliterate is going to do more damage. You know what I'm saying? A brutal attack that deals 19,251 physical damage and has a 45% chance to cause your next Howling Blast or Icy Touch to consume no runes. So guess what, guys? If you Obliterate during your burst and you get that rhyme, your one Obliterate was worth 3 runes. Okay? It was worth 2 runes because that's what Obliterate costs. Bam. And then when you get that free Howling Blast, it's going to consume the runes. So that's an extra DPS you got. So that's why. And also when you have all of these buffs activated, it's going to scale the damage. Watch. You see it's at, let's see where it's at right now. 19,000, right? Let's get some procs real quick. It was at 19,000 something. Now it's at 22,000. Let's try to get that other proc before I pop everything. Come on. I'm trying to show the people. Come on. Please don't do this to me. Please. It's going to do it to me. I'm not going to get it. I give up. I'm not going to. Okay. 26,000. Now 34,000. You see that? 34,000. So you see what I'm talking about, guys? Now even without my PvP trinket, it's still going to be at 29,000. And then watch when Unholy Shift expires. Now it's down to 24,000. And now watch when Pillars of Frost and the other trinket expires. Now it's down to 19,000. So guys, as a DK player, you know how players say gear is everything? They are right. So also, your procs and your trinkets are everything. So it's your job to pay attention to that, okay? So I hope this cleared up what to use and when to use it, okay? Now, of course, from here, guys, you cannot Howling Blast. I mean, you cannot Obliterate, okay? Look, I can't Obliterate. It's just not going to happen. So guess what? I'm going to Howling Blast for damage. I'm going to Chain the Ice to get to him. Now when I'm on him, okay, I can do a Plague Strike. Then I'll do an Obliterate. Look, I have 100 runic power now, okay? I'm going to pop all of my shit. 1, 2, 3, Soul Reaper, Oblit, Howling Blast, Frost Strike. Frost Strike, hopefully now he's dead because of that. Look at it, 70k Obliterate. Okay, now look at this. You seen that 70k Obliterate? Look at it. Plague Strike, 5,000 damage. Plague Strike, 6,000 damage. Plague Strike, 4,000 damage. So with all these DKs talking about, no, dude, you only go up there, you only Holy Blast like this, and you only Plague Strike like that. Like, that's not damage. I just did a 70,000 Obliterate because I had some procs. So you do 70,000 divided by 6,000, and that's how many Plague Strikes you're going to have to do to amount to that one Oblit I just did. So guys, I hope that cleared up the whole when to use Obliterate and Howling Blast thing, okay? But let's go over some combinations for you guys, okay? Okay, so it's okay to go up there and do 4 Howling Blast into Plex. It's okay, okay? Then you can Plague Leash the target, but I have 100 rune power, so okay, let's pop our shit and deplete our runes. Now, as Pillars of Frost is activated, I'm going to, let's say I want to do a couple of my Icy Touches. I want to Chain the Ice, and now I'm going to Oblit, Soul Reaper. Now look, Frost Strike, Blue Weapon, Frost Strike, and he should be dead because the Soul Reaper is going to proc, and I have a teammate also helping me out. Now, Oblit, if you want to get some more unique power, Frost Strike. Now that our Frenzy is over, we can go back to just doing a rotation. Howling Blast, Plague Strike, Howling Blast. This is not going to kill the target at all. Nothing's going to. Let's do the 2 Frost Strikes. Keep in mind. Howling Blast, Frost Strike. Obliterate, Howling Blast, Plague Leech. Now we're just kiting a little bit. Now guess what? From this point, we can let ourselves recharge in the arena. When I'm saying, hey, I'm recharging, let's recharge, let's go on vacation, it's because I want to run away. Now when I'm running away, guess what? Now I have all this runic power, all these runes, and now I have all of this runic power to engage combat with. So now my rotation changes. Look, Howling Blast. Now watch, Oblit, and I'm already at 100. Now I pop pillars and everything. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oblit. Blood type Oblit. Now look, Frost Strike. Plague Leech. I was Blood tap. Now look, we can Plague Leech into an Oblit. Now we can use that last 4 seconds to get more Frost Strikes. Okay? I could do this all day, guys, but that is how you do it, okay? So just to sum up what I said, guys, because I know this is kind of scattered information, but just I will show you an example. I will get a couple of people from Stormwind and say, hey, let me just spike you down real quick, and I will show you what I'm talking about. But before we get on to defense, guys, your kill move, your kill combination, okay, is first you get your runic power, okay? First you get your runic power, okay? So your kill combination, you pop Pillars of Frost, or now, and then you hit Soul Reaper first, and then you do the 4 Frost Strikes. Like I said, guys, you're going to get the guy down to 20% with those 4 Frost Strikes. And if he's not dead, guess what? That procs, you put it on him again. And you want to keep putting Soul Reaper on because these Frost Strikes are going to keep him at 35%. Believe what I'm saying, and guess what? I will show you briefly. Now, defense, guys. As defense, it's important to understand that you have versatility, which is going to help your healing out, okay? But you only have Death Siphon and Death Strike with your runes, okay? So with that being said, let's just take a look at Death Siphon real quick. Death Siphon, that was a 31k heal, okay? That was just one, and only did 6k damage. But guess what? Read Death Siphon. It says deals 9,100 damage, and it's going to heal the Death Knight for 400% of the damage dealt. So what that means, guys, is the more buffs I have, the stronger it's going to hit, and the more it's going to heal me. So you just seen that one was a measly 30k. Now let's get some procs. Okay? Let's get some procs. I got that one proc. Now looking for Unholy String. I just want to show you exactly what it's going to look like. Let's get some procs. Let's get some procs. Come on, Unholy String, please. Okay, now watch this. I'm going to pop pillars. Now watch how much it's healed. 84,000, okay? Death Strike, 60,000. Now look, another Death Strike, 93,000. And even though I don't have that proc no more, I'm gonna just hurry up and get another room. 73,000. So my healing went from 30,000 to 90 to 73. That's because not only is the Death Siphon hitting harder, but it's going to heal me for so much more. That's the difference between DKs that live long and DKs that die. Because if you're just out there, Death Siphon, you see how it's, I did 2 Death Siphons and it amounted to my 1 with my proc. Now you see I got Unholy Strength. Okay, now look, I got 2 buffs. Now that's a 64,000 heal because I have 2 buffs. Okay, now look again, 63,000, and I got 18,000. Not only that, guys, if you stay on the target, your Rune of the Fallen Crusader has a chance to heal you. I don't know if it's going to do it now, but we're going to keep hitting it until it does. I'm just going to keep Howling Blasting until an Unholy Strength procs. Some people forget it even does that. Striking. So I'm just trying to wait until I get a heal that comes from an Unholy String. See, look, I just did Obliterate and I got 11k heal. So if you stay on the target, guys, you also will heal with Rune of the Fallen Crusader. So guys, your healing is going to increase tremendously with the amount of buffs you have, and not only is your healing going to increase, but your parry is going to increase as well. Again, the more strength you have, the more parry you receive. Look at Unholy Strength. Now let's wait for this one to rock. That's 46%. Now I'm going to pop Pillars. That is 54% parry. Now I'm going to be parrying my ass off. I'm going to be healing my ass off in the process. Now I'm going to hit Lynchborn so I can receive more healing. Look at that Death Strike. Now look at that Plague Leech. That was 100k. That was 89k, but it's multi-striking, you know what I'm saying? So guys, that is how the DKs live. They live by not only lining up their procs with their death ciphers, but if they're really about to die, they then hit Lynchborn, which is going to increase the amount of healing received. That is it, guys. And your rotation for healing is simple. You see I have 3 death runes because of blood tap. Look, death siphon, death siphon, death siphon, death strike. Now I'm gonna pledge strike because I just need some damage. So look, you see the damage? Now look, death siphon, death strike, like leech, death siphon, death siphon, death siphon, frost strike, blood tap, death strike, death siphon. So it's a variety of death strikes and death siphons, properly blood tapping, and properly plague leeching. That's all it is, guys. And then if you're going to die, take a break, kite the guy, and wait for yourself to get some cooldowns. Now, if he's coming up to you, just pop pillars. Now, guess what? You have all this parry, so make sure you're looking at your target. Don't ever run away from a guy like this with your back exposed, okay? You want to be at least looking to the side of your opponent. Why? Because look, I can still Howling Blast from here. But guess what? Can I Howling Blast from here? No, because I can't look at him. Which also means you can't parry. So always look to the side. And like if you want to get to this direction, don't run like that, guys. You have to do a strafe. So you strafe and you look, strafe and you look, strafe and you look to make sure you're going to parry, to make sure you're going to hit them with your ability, whatever the case may be. Okay, so that is defense, guys. So you have death strike, death siphon. You have Lynchborn to increase the amount received. You also have Rune of the Fallen Crusader, which has a chance to heal you for 3%. You also have Glyph of Empowerment. Where's that at? Glyph of Empowerment, which is like a miniature death pact if you're dueling or if you just want to run it because you're afraid you're going to die to the frozen chicken or whatever. So guys, that is defense, and that's pretty much it, guys. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is that kill combination I told you about with the 4 frost strikes. I'm going to go out there in Stormwind, and I'm going to find a few guys to just let me 100% owe them with that combination. But this is how you do it. This is the proof on how to do it, and I hope this has helped you guys. And again, I know this is rambling, but the way I do things, guys, is I talk to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you one way or the highway. Not only am I showing you what to do, I'm also telling you why you're doing it. And this is how you learn. So guys, please rewatch the video, and please let me know what you think about the video. Please let me know your feedback, and let me know if this has helped your DPS in any way. Okay, just please let me know, because I kind of wanted to do something like I did my Unholy Dk Offensive guide. Okay. But like always, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Like, subscribe, refer me to some friends, and please continue to be a fantastic audience. This is your boy HypeDoWn, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Excellent. Well done. Finish him. Flawless. Victor. Finish first blood.
Oh man, why is he dying?
Excellent. Well done.
fucking awesome. I'm start dueling people out here. Let me see something. I got that though. Yeah, I can do that one. Alright, YouTube, so there you have it. As you can see, it indeed does work. Of course, I use one death grip for the extra 25% damage, but understand that if you're playing a comp like Walking Dead or TSG, you grip into a stun. So your first initial frost strike is going to have that 25. But if you're playing, if you're doing a duel, and you know you got a guy stunned for 5 seconds, you're only doing 4 frost strikes. So that's not 4. That's not 5 seconds. It's only 4. So you will indeed kill them. But the key, guys, is doing the Soul Reaper first, doing the 4 frost strikes, and Soul Reaper finish it off. Now that's you alone. That does not include your partner. So just imagine what you can do with this if you set it up properly with Procs and with your teammate. So guys, again, this was just to show you guys in real action of it indeed working. If you watch some of my videos, maybe now you can actually catch on to a lot more of what's going on, because you're looking at me doing Howling Blast one moment, you're looking at me doing Obliterates another moment, or Plague Strikes another. But guys, sometimes I'm only doing Plague Strikes just so I don't get 20 runic power, okay? And like I said, guys, a Plague Strike is giving me 4k damage, and Obliterate is giving me 28k. And when I pop Burst, Plague Strike gives me 12, Obliterate gives me 71. So you don't want to abuse Obliterate, but you want to use Obliterate. Now I told you guys, you've seen a 72k Obliterate. How many of those Plague Strikes are you going to have to do to equal to 72k? So like I said, guys, my when I was talking to you guys about the build, about what to do offensively, it was kind of rambling, going on and on and on. But at the same time, guys, you need the information, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are telling you what to do, but they're not telling you why. And when you ask the question, you don't really get a straight answer. But I hope this helps you see what and why, okay? What, why, and how, I should say. But everybody, wave at Cutlass. I know you guys remember him from it's my buddy from the carnival fair and stuff like that. We ran some Vanguards cleave together and stuff. He's a really good player, and we're probably going to do some more Vanguards soon. But yeah, guys, as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Like, subscribe, refer me to some friends, and please continue to be a fantastic audience. This is your boy HypeDoWn, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Oh wait, there's another great secret I have to unleash with you guys. This is going to be a treat for you sticking with the video for this long. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna tell Cutlass to do something for me.
Excellent. Well done. Finish him. Outstanding.
Okay, guys. Okay, guys. That is the treat that I wanted to show you guys. Pretty much what I did, guys, was I got 100 runic power, and I call this the HypeDoWn Blade Storm. Now what this is a barrage of frost strikes. Now if you guys watched my Unholy Dk offensive guide, when I was explaining Breath and Ghost how when you AMS offensively, you regen all this runic power. Now what I did was I was dumping my frost strikes into him, but I didn't even need to do anything with my runes, because since he poured out all of that damage into my AMS, I was poof, woof. You know what I'm saying? 25, woof, back up. 25, woof, back up. So I literally was able to do frost strike, frost strike, frost strike, frost strike, frost strike, frost strike. And then since I knew he was dead, I went ahead and rune weapon for that 25 that you get from rune weapon and frost striked him again. So guys, there's a lot of people who don't know these little things. It's about putting your things together. I did not mention that in the video, but like I said, if you made it this far, you deserve this tree. So alright guys, that's all I got for you. And again guys, if you guys have any questions about what you've seen, please let me know and I will get back to you on whatever question you may have. This is your boy HypeDoWn and I'll see you next time. Peace.